Women face immense pressure regarding natural bodily changes. This invisible emotional burden strains intimate relationships, causes severe mental distress, and sometimes leads to divorce. This deep-seated insecurity fuels a massive, highly lucrative industry. Women are heavily marketed to with expensive commercial creams and specialized surgeries that all sell the exact same premise: a total reversal. The marketing promises to magically reset a 50-year-old body back to its 20-year-old state. Young women, mothers, and mature adults are all actively misguided by these campaigns. Seeking a permanent cosmetic cure for a natural biological process often results in high costs and superficial results, creating a cycle where the underlying physiological causes remain unaddressed. This 3D cross-section shows the complex muscle network of a healthy pelvic floor. Changes in tightness are physiological shifts, not cosmetic flaws. With age, these muscles naturally lose elasticity. Furthermore, childbirth and athletic strain place heavy mechanical stress here, physically stretching the tissues. But the most overlooked culprits of muscle weakening are untreated medical conditions. Chronic white discharge, pelvic inflammatory disease, and cervicitis actively degrade muscle tone over long periods. Severe fungal infections also play a major role, directly deteriorating the structural integrity of the entire vaginal environment. True pelvic health requires managing these compounding biological realities. Superficial tightening creams do absolutely nothing to address the structural biology underneath. Those commercial chemical products offer an instant, artificial tightening effect, but that sensation is temporary and it bypasses the root cause. This microscopic view shows what actually happens during that instant fix. Harsh chemicals and improper douching rapidly wipe out the vagina's natural, protective microbiome, leaving the area defenseless against pathogenic invaders. Patients who use these products long-term report severe consequences. They develop chronic itching, worsened white discharge, and potential cellular damage that can increase cancer risks. By aggressively destroying the local microbiome, these commercial tightening products actively create the very diseases and discomforts they claim to prevent. There are traditional, practitioner-guided herbal interventions that focus on supporting tissue rehabilitation. The first is the proper clinical use of Fitkari, or alum, as a hygienic wash. You cannot simply dissolve raw alum in water. It requires a mandatory preparation process, roasting it in an iron pan until it puffs up and changes color to a greenish blue, before grinding it into a fine, safe, water-soluble powder. Another effective method is an overnight paste made from nagarmotha and katha. However, you must source unadulterated, pure katha for this to work medically. The cheap varieties found in local shops will not be effective. Then there is the bhang, or cannabis leaf potli. It utilizes the plant's mild narcotic properties to safely trigger localized muscle shrinkage without damaging the surrounding tissue. The preparation must be precise. You lightly roast the chopped leaves in castor or sesame oil, tie them in a fresh cloth pouch daily, and insert it overnight. Doing this consistently for 30 days helps the muscles regain their strength. Unlike destructive commercial chemicals, these carefully prepared natural interventions work in harmony with your body, safely supporting its native healing and contractile processes. Because these natural remedies are potent, they require strict medical boundaries. They cannot be used by everyone. There is an absolute rule for nursing mothers. You must avoid the bhang remedy entirely for at least 6 months post-delivery. The compounds can be absorbed directly into breast milk. Women with severe genital warts from HPV must also avoid the forceful insertion of any topical remedy. The friction can easily cause severe tissue damage and tearing, and naturally, these treatments should never be used on young children or minors whose reproductive organs are still developing. Ignoring these contraindications turns a holistic treatment into a dangerous new medical hazard. Topical remedies are only part of the solution. This model illustrates mechanical rehabilitation, specifically Kegel exercises, which isolate and force an upward contraction of the pelvic floor muscles. Regular engagement builds foundational strength, naturally improving tone over time. Physical exercise is the true, sustainable method to regain muscle tone, working perfectly in tandem with natural remedies. All of this fits into a broader, holistic ecosystem. Properly managing chronic white discharge, for example, is a mandatory prerequisite. Without treating the discharge, you cannot maintain muscle health. Daily lifestyle habits support this delicate ecosystem. Proper hydration and an anti-inflammatory diet give your body the baseline resources it needs to function optimally. If you experience red flag symptoms like chronic discharge, intense itching, or signs of pelvic inflammatory disease, you need a professional medical diagnosis before attempting any self-treatment. Finally, we have to address the destructive societal pressure that labels naturally aging bodies as broken or defective. True wellness comes from rejecting impossible commercial illusions. It requires accepting the biological realities of aging and treating your body with gentle, sustainable, and scientifically grounded care.